I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Your boy just isn't used to being a morning person. It's just not a thing. Like, as you can tell by the fact that I always look tired. But let's do this. Hello everybody, my name is Jared and today we're going to be doing a art video. Yes, an art video. I promised a cosplay video, but here we are because I am having some minor trouble adjusting to my new house stuff, in case it wasn't obvious by the fact that I have, in the background here, a mirror, some boxes, a box display, wigs, and a framed drawing of me that is drawn by me several years ago. Don't ask, I was doing a uni thing. I had to have a framed picture of myself. I'm not that vain. Yet. If you do also hear like meowing and stuff, I have cats now. I will probably show them to you in a video at some point, but I have cats and they are quite loud. So if you hear shouting, fur babies. That's not what this video is about. This video is going to be about my D&D story that I am working on. I am designing some new original characters for this. They are all themed around D&D and fantasy and stuff like that, and it is going to be a comic book that is hopefully going to be available late-ish 2019, if not early 2020. I hope you guys will enjoy it, but these are more of the characters for that. I do have a part 1 to this video, which I'll probably have the link in the description below, and I am really excited to show you these characters because they are some of my favourites. In this one I will be covering 3 different characters. I will be covering my undead character, my ASMR character, and my elf human girl. Did you hear my fingers crack then? I always do that, sorry. Now, I will point out that my cosplay content will be coming at the end of July because I do have a convention coming up. I am working on a few costumes to show you guys. I have Hitoshi Shinso from Boku no Hero Academia, and I also have Nick Scratch from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and I will also be making Sabrina for my partner, and I will be making Deku for my partner as well. So, content for these characters will be coming soon. I don't know if you guys will even want Chilling Adventures of Sabrina content, but you're getting it, so enjoy. I will also be filming some like videos of me restyling some stuff. Some of my wigs need restyling, so I will be filming that. But back on topic, I will be today designing my 3 characters, and we should probably get on with me explaining the actual video. This is me coming up with the basic designs of each of them. This is not the final design, this is concept sketching and stuff like that. It is nothing super in-depth, it's just basically me explaining where these characters came from and what the design is for, and so on. Now, to get on with the actual video. The materials I have used are as follows, and I will be reading from a list. The Dollar Rally watercolours, that's what I've been using for these ones. I have moved on to some different ones at the moment, but I still prefer the Dollar Rally ones, so know that. A mechanical pencil, a Uniball fine liner in brown, and that is the 0.1, yeah 0.1. Some Derwent water brushes, so those are the brushes that you can get that like have water on the inside. Some W.H. Smith's pencil crayons, that's just for some like extra details and stuff. And a Moleskine sketchbook. And I will also just show you that actually, I'm sure I have it. Hey, it's this bad boy. This is my Moleskine sketchbook. It is already getting a bit knackered because I've got so much character concepting going on in here. I'm filming this intro and voiceover and such a little bit later than I've actually done the artwork. I've done a lot more character concepting from that point onwards. Ooh, sneaky peeks. I am really excited to show you them. So without further ado, I'll move straight on to the first character. And the first character we're going to be looking at is a character called Varys, who is an undead rogue. Undead characters are obviously as easy to describe as zombies. They are people who were dead who have been resurrected, or they sometimes can be people who were alive and have been turned into an undead. So sometimes they can skip the actual dying part, but they are technically a dead person that has been resurrected. You can have undead of any race, but this is an undead human. He is from a very dark orientated country. The country is based around a lot of necromancy and a lot of using dark magic to get what you want, and he is an ex-soldier. He now uses his skills as a soldier to filter into his current placement as a rogue. He comes into the story a little bit later. He is a little bit later than a few of the characters actually, but he is a character that is going to help further the arcs of quite a few of other characters. And he is somebody who has quite an intense backstory, especially based around his family, and he definitely helps lead the plot quite a lot when he comes into it. He is also one of the characters that gave me the most grief in designing. A few issues I had with him was skin tone. He's meant to be a sort of olivey, darker skinned character, but obviously since he's undead, I wanted to give it a sort of like undead pallor. I didn't want to go for the basic thing of making them like neon green or really, really pale, so I made him this kind of like olivey green colour. I really like the colour that I actually settled on, but it took a very long time for me to figure out how I was going to colour him, and I'm happy with how it turned out actually. Another thing I struggled with this character is conveying emotion on his face. He actually has a face that's very, very hard to convey emotion with because, one, he has a damaged mouth, so part of his mouth is missing, and that means that he can't convey emotion very well with his lower face. And I also chose to give him completely white eyes, which also makes conveying emotion quite hard. Whenever I'm trying to get his character to express, I have to do it really exaggeratedly, so his eyes need to go quite big if he's surprised, emoting with like the amount of eyebrow he's got, and his mouth has to be quite exaggerated. If he's like sneering, he has to really exaggeratedly sneer. And yeah, it's quite hard to express emotion on a face that's missing quite a lot of the features we would normally use to express our emotions with. He's also an amputee. He is missing one of his hands. You can't tell very easily just glancing, but keep an eye on the designs because sometimes you can see the hand come into shot and it's just missing from this point. So yeah, that is Varys. He is also one of the oldest characters in this. No, he doesn't look it. He passed away when he was younger, but he is one of the cast members who is older in the plot. And now we're going to move on to one of my favourite characters, who also happens to be one of my weirder characters. This character is called Haven. Haven is an Aasimar, and he is an Aasimar who was raised in a cult that worships a god of death. And he is a Chaos Goblin. I love him because he's very, very strange, and he's the kind of character I like to write. I like to write characters that aren't easily likeable. He has a very abrupt personality. He can be quite commanding out of people's attention, and he's definitely a bit out of sorts with the group. He doesn't really understand them, and they don't really understand him very well. And Aasimar, if you don't know what they are a half celestial, and that is essentially, if you put it right down to it, it is half heavenly being. Not all Aasimar are half celestial, a lot of them are considerably smaller amounts, like Haven is not by any means a half celestial. But an Aasimar is essentially descended from a celestial, and a celestial is essentially a heavenly being, similar to angels, that kind of thing. If you know what a tiefling is, they are the heavenly comparison to a tiefling. He is a Aasimar, as I said, who has been raised in a cult. The cult that he was raised in was... they pretty much exclusively had humans in the cult, and they worship a god of death. One of the decisions we made for Celestials and Aasimar in this is that they would be very, very unhuman and very, very androgynous. They're not really, they don't follow gender binary the same way that humans do, and they are definitely like sitting on that really androgynous side regardless of if they have a gender. Haven is a boy, he associates as a boy, but he has a very, very androgynous look. Our version of Celestials as well all have themes around gems. quite clearly with Haven. Haven is based on a lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli is sort of a turquoisey gem with gold flecks going through it, and that is his theme, hence the gold flecks going across his skin, and his theme colours being blue and gold. With him it was quite hard to get his colours to work because I had to pick quite a warm, like tealy colour, because obviously I wanted all of the good guys in the group to have warm colours, so all of their colour theming would be warmer and comforting and that kind of thing. And his is blue, so obviously blue, I had to go for like a warm blue rather than a cool blue, and use the gold as well, has to have a really, really warm gold to try and like bring the warmth into his skin tone. I did want him to sit on a sort of warm cool mix though, because when he's introduced, he's not really introduced as a character who straight away comes across as a good guy or a bad guy. We took a lot of creative freedom on what an Aasimar would look like. They can look anything from your basic idea of what an angel might look like to as crazy as you really want to take it, but we definitely took a lot of creative liberties. I used feathers as a theme because obviously angels' feathers sort of went together quite well, and I tried to give him a lot of like glowiness to the way he looks, kind of like that unsettling non-human thing. I based it around the concept that angels are meant to be quite hard for humans to perceive. They would be unsettling to look at basically. And Haven is a character that also comes into the story quite late. He is introduced after a quite big event happens in the plot and after most of the main group is assembled, so he will be for a little while a bit of an outsider. So this is Haven. Hey baby. And finally, this is the lead character for the entire plot. She is the main character and the leader of the trio of main characters. Her name is Briar, and she is also the youngest member of the cast. She is a half-elf, half-human, and she is very, very small, very petite, and she's 16 years old. And she is intended to be the, like, warmth and happy and, like, adventurous type character. She's definitely the heart of the group. She tries to make sure everybody's happy, she tries to do her best to lead them all to big exciting things and stuff like that, and she just wants to discover things and make friends. She's motivated entirely by her heart and her desires to be more than she was. She is the little sister, well, the little half-sister of the human character Nathaniel from part 1, and she is very much the little sister type. He babies her quite a bit and he's quite loath to let her grow up and mature. She's warm, she's friendly, she's open, and she's really, really trying to make the best out of her life and make the best out of the lives of her friends around her. For her character, I wanted her to be a rosy redhead. She's got rosy cheeks and lots of freckles and big, big, big curly ginger hair. So I really love her design. Once I designed it, I was pretty set on exactly what I wanted. She looked exactly how I was planning to make it look. I love her to bits. Mostly she took a little bit of tweaking as I went along, adding the gradient to her hair, so it starts as a little bit lighter and gets darker into a brighter red down at the bottom. Tweaking things to make sure that she looks enough like Nathaniel, but not so much though, so that they only look like they work as a pair. I wanted the two of them to work independently, but still also be characters that you would definitely know were related quite quickly. A little feature that a lot of people don't notice on her is if you zoom in real close, she has goat eyes, so her pupil is a slit, but it's a slit on its side. I just thought it was a cute feature, and I've added it to all of the elves in this plot, so any elven character shown will have the sideways pupil. I chose to make her the main character because I feel like she has a lot of childlike wonder going on in her character. She really, really just wants to see everything and explore everything, and I feel like a character like that carries a plot really well. If you've got quite a jaded character that doesn't really want to experience things and go around and learn and things like that, they can be quite hard to follow in a plot because they make you feel jaded towards the world as well. So I felt like having a character that was a little bit more open and young and naive and completely unexperienced to the world, I felt like that was a really good way to lead somebody into your new world and show people what it's going to be like through her eyes. So these are all of the characters for my D&D plot, and these are all of the characters I'll be showing you. I mean, a few more characters will be coming up into the comic, but they will be shown as we go along. I have a few more pieces I'm working on at the moment. I am working on a watercolour piece for this. I am going to show you guys a watercolour for my character Briar. So there's one we were just speaking about, and we've also got some other things coming up for that plot, so like thumbnailing pages, things like that, as well as obviously the cosplay content. I really appreciate everyone putting up with the fact that I've been a little bit AWOL lately. As I said in a previous video, we have bought a house, and we've had a lot of stuff going on while we're trying to get the house to be fully ready and livable. This is my little office. Do you guys like it? I love it. It's nice to have my own space to film and things. And obviously, as I said, we also got cats. Our kittens are really cute, and I will have to show you them at some point, but soon, but not yet. I will probably do a Meet My Pets video, and you guys can meet our cat and our kittens. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys are hyped for the comic. I'm really excited to be working on it. Art is the thing that I do the most. Cosplay is one of my big hobbies, yes, but art is my aspiration job. So I hope you guys will like it, and as always, please remember to be creepy. I didn't make a joke about caffeine today. There you go. I literally can't make a video without drinking some sort of caffeinated beverage. And also, look, the hair has been tamed. My giant hair is small again. How long till my hair grows out again and I have to get another haircut? We just don't know. Alright, bye!